Donald Trump's trial continues as today we focus on his remarks outside of the courtroom, though it was not a dull set of events inside either, as they had someone testify about authorized payments for Trump as he dropped two major bombshells that tear away at Trump's defense, that Trump personally approved all invoices and was super strict on doing so, and that he was directed to pay Cohen a bonus that was not included with his legal expenses, directly contradicting Trump's defense that all Cohen was paid for was legal advice. Trump, of course, being sleepy as ever in the courtrooms, has no clue what's going on in the trial anyway, and took to the cameras before to say this.
It's a political hoax, it's election interference, anything they can do, and even the witnesses they want to bring up, they have nothing to do with the case. This is a ridiculous situation, not fair. Not fair.
Now, to be clear here, the major witnesses on the case are David Pecker, the guy who caught and killed stories for Trump and caught the story in question, Keith Davidson, the lawyer who represented the two women that Trump paid hush money to, Hope Hicks, a former Trump aide who was around with all the time of these dealings, and now Jeffrey McConney, who handled the accounting and payments. They've had brief testimonies as well from forensic experts and other people to verify different points of evidence that were shown. It all seems pretty relevant to the case if you ask me, but when you're sleeping through it, it's hard to know. I can't say I blame him.
Are you going to testify? I have a gag order as to that first question. As you know, they've taken away my constitutional rights, so I'm not allowed to answer that question. This has never happened in this country before. It's a ridiculous thing.
Now, this is a hilarious but subtle walkback from his statements on Friday, where he told the cameras, as his lawyer nodded in acknowledgement, some legal expert there, that he couldn't testify because of the gag order. Him obviously trying to use this as a way to get a free out from being cross-examined and slaughtered by the prosecutors without facing public backlash for doing so, as he said for weeks that he would testify. However, the judge called him out about this directly, and Trump and his lawyer both conceded that they knew that was not true or a correct legal statement. So now they've worked on it and altered their statement a bit to where it's still not true, but it's not as optically damaging to the case or the courts in a way that the judge most likely isn't going to bring it up to him in the same manner. What Trump isn't allowed to talk about is the jury or witnesses. Everything else is free game.
We just heard 2 to 3 more weeks. I thought they were finished today. And they are finished today if you look at what's happening. I thought they were going to be finished today, and they want 2 to 3 more weeks. The judge asked him, and playing right into the judge's hands. The judge is so happy about 2 to 3 more weeks because they all want to keep me off the campaign trail. That's all this is about.
As much as I want to make fun of Trump here for not knowing what's going on or sleeping in court and losing his mind, he's actually just lying. There's a much simpler explanation. Remember when this case started and he was crying in front of the cameras every single day about the judge is going to make me miss my high school graduation and I care so much about my son graduating. And he said that there's no way the judge lets him go because everyone's targeting him. Well, the judge ended up granting him that, and the date for that is May 17th. So he's known all along that it would go past now, May 6th, almost 2 weeks before the date that he was worried about not being able to get out of court. Why would he be worried about getting out of court if he thought trial was going to end 2 weeks before that? I digress. He's either lying or Christ, he is further gone than we all thought. Forgetting that tidbit of information so quickly, it's almost like it was a date that he was never looking forward to, and it was just the first excuse he could think of to try and get out of court when this all started.